Yo, we have another season here. Season 3 of the Bazaar started just yesterday, and as always, I wanted to bring up all the new things that you might be interested in. So first of all, the new content planned for this season is Temple Expedition. I'm not going to go into the details of what it exactly is, but long story short, this is a new event that's going to span the whole day, not only 1 hour. So on day 9, if you have a ticket that you can get from like loot drops and from monsters, you are going to be able to go for a temple expedition, which is going to involve some traps, some monsters, and also rewards in form of legendary relics. Retromation has a whole video on that topic, so I recommend watching that if you want to know more. But let's focus on one of our classic topics, which is Prize Pass. Obviously, Prize Pass is going to contain mostly chests and tickets, but as always, on level 15 we get one pack. This time it's dualies, and it contains mostly dinosaurs. At level 30 you will get max pack, which has mostly relics. At level 45 we have a rug, and this time I think it looks rather nice, like it's top notch. And at level 60, as always, we have a really cool skin. This time we have Dino King Dually, or Primal Dually as it says here, but it's also really nice. If you want to get to level 60, each level, requires 500 XP. And as you can see here, you have 4 weeks to, get to that level. So let me show you my calculations regarding the XP to, see how easy it would be to get to level 60. 4 sets of weekly quests doubled with the subscription, because without the subscriptions, there's no really any reasonable way to get to level 60, unless you literally play 12 hours a day. But okay, with the subscription, you are going to get 12,000 XP from 4 sets of weeklies. Then, from 28 sets of daily quests, there's only 27 days left, but if you've done your quests yesterday, you will arrive at 16.8 thousand XP. That's a lot of XP, true, but to get to level 60 you need 30,000, and weeklies and dailies add up to around 29,000 without 200. So you will need that 1200 XP, to match level 60. Every run on its own grants you between 45 to 50 XP, sometimes less, sometimes more. Let's average that to 50 XP. You will need 24 average runs to get that 1200 XP to match level 60. And as you are going to do your dailies, every day, I think getting to level 60 won't be a problem, since, you're going to do like 1 or 2 runs a day, right? Makes sense. However, if you do skip a couple of days, you might be in a bit of a trouble. So I recommend doing all of your dailies. Just be careful. If you skip a couple of days, crunch the numbers and make sure you still can get to level 60. If you need a couple of extra XP points, set aside hour or 2 at some point and, grind a couple of games. In terms of subscription rewards, this month we've got really nice card back. Additionally, you will get double Prize Pass XP, as always, double ranked mode chests, as always. If you enjoy the game, I recommend buying the subscription, but before we go further, I wanted to show you this card back up close. I'm not sure if it shows here on video, but there are some sort of stars, sort of shimmering on the armor of this character. So I would say that it looks pretty cool. And of course, the coin glows, right? There are more parts that glow, but you know what I mean. In general, I think that this card back is really good quality. I would even say that it's even better than the previous month's card back, which was this. So yeah, I think the quality of subscription rewards is going up. Next on our list are rank rewards. So if you get to gold, you will get a rag. If you get to diamond, you will get both of these rags, and then at legend, you will get all of those. Yeah, I know that's a lot of grinding, but to be fair, this time around we have pretty cool rags to get. So if you have enough time and, you want to go for it, here are your rewards. And of course, there are some chests sprinkled in as an additional reward. Let's talk about this season's chest rewards. I have a list here. As always, there's a legendary board and legendary album. We also have a set of jungle expedition skins for our heroes. So we have Pig, we have Mac, we have Dooley, and we also have Vanessa. Vanessa is actually a legendary tier skin, so it's probably going to be rather rare. We also have a couple of rags. Ancient Beasts is a gold tier, and Seal of Comets is silver tier. I'm sorry that Seal of Comets is rather low quality image here, but I couldn't find anything better. Also a cardback, Mythkeeper's emblem, is a gold tier, and also I couldn't find anything better, but it basically shows what it is. Also we have a new stash at gold tier, which is a jungle book. I think it looks pretty nice. And also a bank, which is some form of a statuette, and is also a diamond tier, so also fairly rare. Besides that, we have a whole list of card skins, animated arts. This time there are no diamond card arts, which I think is a really cool decision, because last month there were a couple which diluted the drop rates of rare items. And to finish off, let's talk about my stats. I ended last season with 8,900 gems, which was a respectable amount. Right now I'm almost 1600, which is really low. I at some point was at 5 gems, literal 5 gems. So yeah, additionally last season I managed to get to level 60, and that's it. So I just completed the prize pass, and that was it. I didn't grind that much last season, and also I spent a lot of time learning self-poison max, so my chest generation wasn't that good for the first week or two. So let's talk what I actually got from chests, what I bought, and let's calculate how much gems I actually earned. First of all, from the chests I opened. Right now I'm going to talk about proper skins, not card arts, because I have so many card arts it's impossible to sift through them, because we still do not have a proper filtering tools in the collection, but oh well. In terms of diamond skins, I got Scarab Stash, I got Gold Bank, which is Prosperity Totem, pretty cool. At silver tier, I got Bunny Dooley, 2 copies, I got a Spring Rebirth cardback, alright, and also I got 6 copies of Processional Rag, and meh, that's my opinion about this rag. So yeah, that's what I got last season. I also spent a bit at the shop because I bought the weekly Pack Beast Pygmalion, right? So that was 5,000 gems. I also got a Life Forces cardback that was 2,000 gems. I got a rag, Florampathy, something like that cost me 2,000 gems. And also I got 2 banks, which was Fairy Jars and Fountain. Both were 3,000 gems. Adding that up, that was 14,000 gems. If we calculate all that, I started at 8,900. I ended with almost 1,600, and I spent 14,000 during the whole month. My earnings for the past month were 6,690. It's decent. And as I said, my first week or two were sort of patchy. But how many chests did I open? Also, I still didn't get any legendaries. In terms of my stats, I'm at 777 chests. Jackpot! Yeah! But, right, so last season I ended at 647, so this season I opened 130 chests. And from those 130 chests I got my 6,700 gems, right? Something like that. Here are my stats. So for prosperity, well, posterity, for posterity. Yeah, so that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you next month, but also probably in the next season of Under the Surface. So, bye!